everyone! Welcome to the Art Gallery of Hamilton's studio. My name is Nancy Benoy and I'm back with another video about printmaking. I love printmaking. There are so many ways to print. Today I'm going to show you a more modern idea. It's from the 50s, which doesn't sound modern maybe to you, but since printmaking happened thousands of years ago, in the 50s, they developed something called a collage. So it is a little bit more modern. And it's essentially making a collage. Has anyone made a collage before? With paper from magazines and construction paper, paint, pasting, gluing, all that, and making a picture. So you're making a collage called a collage, but you're using textures, right? Because if you just put paper down in the same, it would feel all the same level, nothing would happen. But today I'm going to show you how to make a collage from probably just things around your home. Your recycling bin is a really good place to start. I found some cardboard, construction paper, cardboard, and I thought this would really, really great. So usually you see it like this, and underneath, if you've ever been curious, you can peel the top layer and you get all these sort of lines that give you some texture. So we're really thinking about ways of getting texture. What else could I use? String is a really great thing to use. Makes a line. Under your carpet, sometimes they have these little mats for anti-slipping, or even in your cupboard, they have little texture marks on them. Those are great. So just have a look around your home, see what you can find. Also, I found some pre-made little sticker foam not stamps, little stickers. See these little foam things? Maybe you have leftover foam from your printmaking activity, right? You could cut that up too. So lots of ideas. The one thing I am going to say is you want to make sure that everything is the same level. So if I go like this and I spy, nothing is sticking up too high, right? You couldn't glue this on. You want everything to be flat because you're going to put some ink or paint or whatever you have on it and press it with a piece of paper. So if something is sticking up really high, you're only going to get that little portion, right? Hopefully that makes sense. So all nice and flat. And also, this is a tricky one, believe me. It doesn't matter what color of the object that you're putting on, because then you can select colors, paints and such to put on the little pieces. So it doesn't matter if it's a green leaf here, because you can just paint it a different color, right? Some people like to make two collagraphs. They like to make one where they leave au naturel, just with all the images, like a 3D collage, right? And then the other one you can print. So I've done two here. This one, if you can see, I've already printed it. It's just I really like just shapes, right? So just some shapes and lines on cardboard. And I've just glued it with regular glue like this. This is just school glue. Say that 5 times fast. It's a tricky one. And also there's just a glue stick. If you don't even have those, sometimes even what I've done is I've taken tape. So there's lots of ways to affix your pieces on. Just take some tape, as long as it sticks on for a bit. So hopefully you'll find some of those things. And then I just inked it with some black paint and I pressed it. So really another stamp. Essentially it's just another stamp, but you can see those textures in there. Can you see those little lines? That's from this bottom of the cardboard, and then just some circles. And even I love this sort of negative space here that surrounds those shapes, because when you're pressing it, because it's raised, it doesn't get all that image, so it just sort of highlights them, and it's a really neat technique. And this is one that I've made earlier as well that's a bit busier, so we're going to put some images up for you of collagraphs that you can take a look at a little bit easier when they're on the screen, right? Some maybe examples of some Canadian printmakers. So that'd be really cool. So this is a little flower pot that I did, and I've painted this, I printed this over and over quite a few times. And I used like coffee stir sticks here, right? Those little things. I used some cardboard, and I think I used some of these little foam things. Oh, another little tip. I was going to say pro tip, like I'm in sports. A little pro tip. You can even carve into any foam. So not only can you just stick pieces on, but if you happen to have some of this leftover foam, get your pencil, right? Like you did with the scratch foam, and you can just carve and make some marks in it. So any marks that you'll have will be shown. So this one I painted specifically different colors, and here is the image of what that looks like, right? So I printed that, and then I pushed that on, rubbing really, really well, getting all those little surfaces filled with paint or ink, and then a little peel and reveal, right? And so I did that a couple times. This one back here, I did yellow colors, so it was nice. I got to print it a few times, right? I really love this technique. It's really fun even just to create your collagraph. So maybe I'll do just a quick one now, okay? I have a piece of cardboard. It's kind of flat here, and I'm just going to put on some shapes. I'm going to get this glue on, push this down. Sometimes I just like to experiment with the random shapes, right? And just see. Oh, I'm lucky. This one has a little sticker in it. So that's good. I'll just push that on. Also, you might want to put some string on, and I'll just drizzle this glue. No, I won't, because it's not open. That happens with glue, doesn't it? There we go. Sometimes you just have to take the whole lid off and give it a go, right? Stick a brush in. It's okay. You can get creative with how you apply your materials. There's my little S there, and I'll put some string on. All right, adding some more things here and there, just a little abstract little design. If you know me by now, you know I love my abstracts. They're really fun and playful and really freeing. I find it's just really about shape, line, and color. Right. And I like to make sure I've sort of used the whole space of what I'm working on. I don't want something just in the corner. I'm thinking about, you know, do I have enough here, 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 just so it's a little bit pleasing, right? So normally you would let this dry a little bit, but I'm going to attempt to print it and add some ink or add some color. So I have some pink acrylic, and I'm just going to dab some on here, and here, and here. And I have some leftover blue from my printing page that I'm going to use my brayer to put on. There we go. Maybe I'll put some here. This is all an experimentation, right? And just see. And then in terms of my string, I think I'm going to get this tempera paint. This is, we use this a lot in school, so you might have this in your school or nearby. It's just washable paint, so it's a bit more liquidy than the acrylic or the ink, so that might be something good to use. Just looking for a clean brush. And I'm just going to take this more liquidy paint, and I'm just going to paint my little piece of string. All right, painting my little string now. Let's see how that's going to look. Okay, now I'm going to take a piece of paper. Now I'm going to take a piece of paper from over here. And you want to work kind of quickly because you don't want your inks or anything to dry, and simply just press it on, right? Really push all those surfaces and shapes onto your paper. And this is kind of fun because I tried 3 different you know, I did acrylic, I did my print and my tempera, so we'll see sort of what looks best. And again, I'm using just regular printer paper because it's nice and thin, and I can feel those textures. Oh, there, simple. There's my collagraph plate here. It's like a little snake, and it's like a little food for the snake. Right? So a simple idea. You can see, actually, this is kind of good to show you this. My acrylic turned out really well because I put it on quite thick, and even the tempera turned out well, but my ink was not on thick enough, so it's quite faint. So this is just, these ideas are just such great ways to learn, right? I think maybe I like this subtle sort of triangle, but maybe next time I'm going to make sure I put a little bit more ink on, so you can just try it again, right? That's the great thing. So I hope you enjoyed that collagraph. Use, just as a reminder, use some recycled materials for that, things around your home. Keep your substrate flat when you're building on. Make sure things aren't popping up too high so it's all the same level. And have a go with that. I hope you enjoy collagraph. Maybe you can Google it too and learn a little bit more about it and who sort of created that idea. Hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for joining.